Through the Narrows into Parker Bay is where we're going. And on that hillside is the grave of Critchley Parker, a man who came here to start a new Jewish state. And he died over there. We're going to go have a look at his gravestone. Oh, a grebe. There's a grebe. Hello, little fella. Yeah, we'll come and land here and bush back onto the plains and find our way from there. Well, Mount Mackenzie. Yeah, let's go and see if we can get a good view of Mount Rugby from across Joe Page Bay. Rocky little devil, isn't he? And that is the Narrows. The Port Davey track crosses that narrow bit of waterway by dinghy. That point is where Critchley Parker was dropped off in 1942 to start a survey of this area. You can just see Jude starting to cross the creek. The grave's on this side. First off, to show you where the man died. He was camped here all by his lonesome, under the shadow of Mount Mackenzie, and had been dead quite some time when he was discovered. Wow. There's Critchley Parker. Critchley Parker Junior, who lost his life on a walking tour from Port Davey and rests peacefully here where he was found on the 4th of September 1942, age of 31 years of age. Critchley Parker came here in 1942 on a mission to survey land for a new Jewish settlement for the persecuted of Nazi Germany. He had been very close to a Jewish lady in Melbourne, and the Kimberley area was also being investigated, but Critchley Parker's father thought the Tasmania, with its abundance of mineral hydroelectric power, would be a suitable spot. And he came down here and was found wanting, actually. Both Denny's father, Charles, and Charlie's friends thought he was ill-prepared for the task of surveying the area and tried to talk him out of doing it, but he went on. Charlie's friend actually rode him to Bathurst Narrows, where he went off walking. He was reported missing about a month later. They searched, never found anything, didn't find anything for 6 months. Clyde and Sid, two characters, local characters, were here hunting roos with the dogs, smelled an aroma, and Critchley Parker was found at this very spot in a sleeping bag that had deteriorated, the tint all in tatters, and inside the sleeping bag was his last will and testimony and a diary of the last few days of his life, in which he said he lit fires until he had no more matches, and then he came down with something like pleurisy. And he succumbed, died in his own sleeping bag right here in the middle of absolutely nowhere. 1942, the southwest of Tasmania. Would have been the other far side of the moon. There were just a couple of people down here. But he actually says in his last will and testimony that if a Jewish state could be established down here with a big city using hydroelectric powers, mining the minerals, his life would not have been in vain. Well, today, this is a declared area. Where are you, babe? We're over here. Better go and find my wife, or she will never find this little place. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Go more to your right, and you get on it. That's it. Go around this bit of bush. Well, what a place to lay to rest, huh? I can think of worse places. Actually, Critchley's mother commissioned the tombstone. couple of years or so after he perished. He was brought over here by a Hobart man. See, he set off in autumn, I think in May. So May, June, July, August, September, about 5 months after he set off, they finally found him. Off the Tourist Track is a series exploring Australia's offshore islands and 16,000 miles of coastline, the 7th longest in the world. Australia is the world's largest island. It's also the world's smallest continent. Sparsely populated, Australians enjoy unparalleled freedom of movement. We can cruise around this island country without needing permits or permission. Well, that is Melaleuca Inlet. Well, we're on our way to New Harbour, back in 3 days' time. Well, that's the south to Antarctica.